Hey parents, I want to start with something that might surprise you. By the age of 3, around 5 out of 6 children will have had at least one ear infection, and many of those children will receive antibiotics as part of their care. Now, antibiotics have their place when clinically indicated, but here's the part many families don't realise. Some children seem to get sick over and over again, while others in the exact same environment don't. And that leaves parents asking, why does this pattern keep recurring? Why does my child just keep getting sick? So today I want to help you look at this from a slightly different angle. And it's one that many families tell us they've never been shown before or possibly never even considered. So when we think about recurrent illness, things like ear infections, colds, congestion, we often hear that they'll get over it, or their immune system is just a bit more prone than others, or they've been like that since they were little. But here's something really important to understand. Your child's body isn't made up of separate systems just working independently of each other or working alone. You see, your child's immune system, nervous system, and hormonal system aren't 3 separate systems. They don't work independently, they function as one integrated unit. What researchers call the neuroendocrine immune supersystem. For these connected systems, we like to use the analogy of a 3-legged stool. If one leg or one system becomes unstable, then the whole interconnected system becomes unstable. And the most important leg of that stool, yep, you guessed it, the nervous system. Because the nervous system is the one thing that coordinates everything else. Think of your child's nervous system like air traffic control. It's constantly monitoring what's happening in the body, sending signals, coordinating responses, including immune responses. It helps decide when to turn inflammation off and when to turn it on, and how strongly the body reacts. So when the nervous system is working well, the immune system tends to respond appropriately. But when the nervous system is under stress, the immune system can become overactive, allergies, inflammation, underactive, getting sick often, or inconsistent, swinging between the both of them. And this is often where parents feel confused, because it's not just about a strong or weak immunity, it's about regulation. Now, there's one part of the nervous system that plays a really big role here, and this is a nerve called the vagus nerve. It's the longest cranial nerve in the body. It runs from the brainstem down through the neck, into the chest, and then the digestive center. And one of its key roles, well, helping the body move into a rest, regulate, and recover. The vagus nerve also plays a role in calming inflammation, supporting digestion, and regulating immune responses. So if the vagus nerve is working well, the body can mount an immune response and then switch it off and recover and return to baseline. But what if that system isn't regulating well? It's like the accelerator is stuck on and the brake isn't working properly, and that's when we can see recurrent illness, lingering inflammation, and slower recovery. So where does this stress come from? At House of Chiropractic, we often talk about something called the perfect storm. Not one single cause, but layers of stress over time. Some of these can begin early, including pregnancy stress, birth experiences, early illness, environmental stresses, and sometimes physical stress can occur during birth itself, especially if it involves interventions or a long labour. These scenarios can place stress on the delicate upper cervical spine, the neck, which may experience forces it just wasn't designed to handle. And what else is in that area? Well, it's right where the vagus nerve begins. So this physical trauma creates what we call subluxation, a combination of misalignment and neurological interference right there in the upper cervical spine. It disrupts the vagus nerve's ability to communicate properly between the brain and the body. So if this area is under stress, it has a high tendency to influence how the nervous system regulates and contributes to dysregulation. So when a child keeps getting sick, it may not be just bad luck or just their immune system. Sometimes it can reflect a system that is working harder than it should, struggling to regulate, not switching out of stress mode easily. And this is often why parents end up pulling their hair out and frustrated that they're not doing everything right, because they're trying to do everything right, but nothing is changing. So at House of Chiropractic, instead of only asking what's the symptom, we also ask, how is the nervous system functioning underneath this? And one of the ways that we assess it is through something called an insight scan. The scans are non-invasive, they're safe for children, and they give us objective information about the nervous system, how it's handling stress, regulating and adapting. They don't diagnose conditions, but they help us to understand patterns. So if your child has been getting sick often, or you feel like something just isn't quite right, you're not overreacting and you're definitely not alone. If you'd like to learn more or see how your child's nervous system is functioning, we'd love to help. Just simply reach out.